මෙම වෙනස් වීම් වලට සමගාමීව අයවැය ඇස්තමේන්තුවල සහ විසර්ජන පනතේ
In accordance to these changes, the adjustments to the budget estimates and the appropriation bill should be made as outlined below, provided the subject areas in the ministries are not significantly altered according to the previous framework. The remaining budget provisions can be allocated to the relevant ministries under Financial Regulation 208, either through a circular or a directive letter. None of the total expenditures allocated under the separated appropriation bill will be changed. Technically, after the ministries are separated, this allocation can proceed within that framework. Likewise, the number of ministries has not increased or changed in any way contrary to the Constitution. Accordingly, the necessary adjustments relating to the 2026 appropriation bill will be made through the appropriate budget committee sessions.
අයවැය කාරක සභා අවස්ථා සංශෝධනය මගින් සිදු කරනු ලැබේ.
ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයේ ප්‍රධාන සංවිධායකතුමා ඊයේ
The Chief Government Whip convened a meeting yesterday evening at the Speaker's office. All officials were called and we highlighted potential legal and technical issues regarding cabinet reshuffles and the presentation of the appropriation bill. We agreed that the current program approved by the Cabinet Committee can proceed as planned. According to Article 83 of the Constitution, any amendment proposed to a bill within Parliament must not constitute an amendment that contradicts the bill or its fundamental principles. We emphasized that the legal responsibility for compliance rests with the government, not the opposition.
පසුබිම පිළිබඳ වගකීම තියෙන්නේ ආණ්ඩුවට ඒ කියන එක මම ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
අලුත් වැය ශේෂ 176 හැටියට ඉදිරිපත් කරනකොට ඒක කලින් මේ විෂය යටතේම වරාය හා ගුවන් සේවා හැටියට තිබුණු එක.
When presenting the new expenditure head as the 176th one, it falls under the previous subject heading for ports and aviation. However, a precedent exists. In 2023, a new expenditure head was added as 501 when the then President appointed Ranjit Siambalapitiya as a state minister. He was assigned the subject of plantation enterprises reforms and a separate institution was gazetted. Accordingly, the new expenditure head 501 is now being presented to the committee. It is presented separately and remains in effect with no legal impediments.
වෙන අමාත්‍යාංශයකට ගියොත් එහෙම ඒක සාකච්ඡා කිරීමේ හැකියාවක් පවතිනවා පොරොෂය පවතිනවා ඒක නීතිමය බාධාවක් නැහැ මුදල් ප්‍රමාණය වෙනසක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නමුත් නෛතිකමය වශයෙන් දැන් බොහෝ වෙලාවල
There is no change in the total amount of funds. However, legally much discourse has arisen regarding there being a total debt of 8 billion and assets worth only 2 billion. Questions are being raised on what happened to the remaining 6 billion. For example, the Maritime Facility and Port Access Highway fall under the Ministry of Ports. If within the next 2 months this exchange occurs, example, the Maritime Facility goes to the Ports Ministry and the Port Access Highway goes to the Highways Ministry, there could be legal complications with these assets. Legally, this separation is covered within the current time frame. If these legal issues are not resolved, anyone could raise questions about them later.
පස්සේ දවසක කාට හරි මේව ප්‍රශ්න කරන්න පුළුවන්.
කැබිනට් අමාත්‍යාංශ වෙනස්කමක් ඇතිවීම නිසා මේකට පරිපූර්ණක ඇස්තමේන්තුව ගේන්න අවශ්‍ය මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් වෙනසට නෛතික භාවයක් ඇති කරන්න.
එක් කොටසක් වෙනවා අලුත් අමාත්‍යාංශයේ අමාත්‍යවරයාගේ
One component will appear as a new expenditure item under the minister of the new ministry. An additional amount is allocated for the minister's personal staff. However, this additional amount does not require a separate supplementary account. The reason is that under Section 6 of our appropriation bill, the Treasury can utilize these funds in emergencies. Therefore, only a small amount is needed and it does not need to be submitted to Parliament.
එතෙන්දී සුළු මුදල් ප්‍රමාණයක් අවශ්‍ය කරන්නේ ඒ මුදල් ප්‍රමාණය පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ.